A relentless blizzard ravages the desolate mountain peak, snow whipping horizontally, erasing the world from view. Dr. Elara Reed, bundled in extreme cold weather gear, battles the furious wind, each step a struggle. Her face, etched with determination and concern, is a stark contrast to the swirling white chaos. The only sounds are the relentless howl of the wind and the crunch of her boots against the frozen ground. Each breath is a visible cloud in the frigid air, her resolve unwavering against nature's fury. She pushes onward, a solitary figure against the vast, unforgiving expanse of the blizzard-swept mountain. Elara battles a ferocious blizzard, her every step a desperate struggle against the mountain's icy grip. Her headlamp pierces the swirling white, a solitary beacon in the furious dance of snow. Suddenly, a dark, partially buried shape emerges from the drifts, barely visible in the tempest. A snow leopard cub, its faint whimper lost in the storm, lies vulnerable as Elara's heart pounds with fear. Amidst the howling blizzard, a tiny snow leopard cub lies motionless, a fragile life battling the brutal cold. A stark, icy gash mars its flank, a testament to its struggle against the unforgiving wilderness. Its eyes, though glazed, hold a desperate, flickering spark of life, a silent plea for survival. Elara's gloved hand reaches out, a hesitant but firm gesture towards the injured cub. Her touch is gentle, assessing the cub's wounds, a beacon of hope in the heart of the storm. Amidst the howling blizzard, Elara's face, etched with profound concern, battles the biting wind. She cradles a tiny cub against her chest, a fragile bundle of fur and bone, so small against her. The fierce wind whips around them, threatening to tear the vulnerable cub from her grasp. With deliberate, slow movements, Elara adjusts her pack, creating a secure, warm haven for the cub. Her tender touch contrasts sharply with the harsh, unforgiving mountain environment. Despite the urgency, her every action is a testament to her protective resolve in the face of nature's fury. Amidst a ferocious blizzard, Elara battles the relentless wind, her figure barely visible against the swirling white. She stumbles forward, each step a testament to her unwavering resolve, clutching a vulnerable cub close to her chest. The howling wind attempts to push her back, but Elara presses on, her determination a fierce counterpoint to the storm's fury. Through the blinding snow, a faint golden glow emerges from a small wooden cabin, a beacon of hope in the desolation. A thin curl of smoke rises from the cabin's chimney, a silent promise of warmth and temporary refuge against the icy onslaught. Elara, battered but unbroken, inches closer to the cabin, her eyes fixed on the distant light. A haven in the chaos. In the rustic wooden cabin, a small fire crackles, casting dancing shadows that bring the walls to life. Elara, with focused intensity, carefully tends to the cub's wound, her medical kit open beside her. The cub, swaddled in a warm blanket, lets out a soft whimper, its tiny body trembling with vulnerability. Elara gently cleanses the wound with antiseptic wipes, her touch tender, the cub's trust palpable. The flickering firelight illuminates the scene, highlighting the silent, profound bond forming between them. The cub's eyes, wide and alert, fixate on Elara, a flicker of fear mingling with undeniable curiosity. Within the depths of its gaze, pupils dilate and contract, reflecting the dance of the firelight. Elara's lips move, her voice a soft, soothing whisper, a stark contrast to the raging storm. The storm's fury beyond the shelter amplifies the tender moment between Elara and the cub. A fragile connection forms, illuminated by the flickering flames, defying the chaos outside. Elara kneels by a crackling fire, its warm glow illuminating her gentle movements as she prepares a bed. She carefully lines a small wooden box with soft, worn cloths, creating a cozy nest for the tiny cub. With tender care, Elara offers the hesitant cub rehydrated milk from a syringe, its tiny tongue lapping eagerly. Outside, a frigid, expansive world rages, but the cabin remains a haven of warmth against the biting cold. Inside, the cabin is a tiny island of refuge, a sanctuary against the harsh, unforgiving wilderness. Outside the wooden cabin, a furious blizzard rages, its icy breath rattling the walls. Inside, a profound quiet reigns, a stark contrast to the storm's fury. Elara sits by a small bed, her gaze fixed on the cub's shallow, rhythmic breathing, a silent vigil. She gently re-examines the cub's wound, a faint flicker of improvement bringing a spark of hope. A weary yet persistent sense of hope begins to settle over her, a fragile flame against the darkness. Inside the rustic wooden cabin, days blend into a quiet, rhythmic dance as Elara tends to her duties. With gentle, practiced hands, Elara feeds the cub milk from a small bowl, a tender ritual of care. She meticulously changes the dressings on its healing wounds, her focus unwavering. The cub, no longer frail, playfully bats at Elara's fingers with newfound confidence. A fragile, unspoken bond begins to weave itself between them, strengthening with each passing moment. In the cabin's warm glow, a quiet testament to their growing connection unfolds. Elara gazes through the cabin window, her breath fogging the cold glass, a silent testament to the frosty air. The blizzard's fury has subsided, revealing a pristine snow-covered world stretching endlessly under a pale winter sun. A bittersweet realization washes over her, an emotional tide swelling with the knowledge that a difficult moment approaches. Her eyes reflect the stark beauty outside, burdened by the impending release of the cub, a heavy decision. Elara carries the tiny cub, now stirring with a newfound energy, towards the cabin door. A profound pang of reluctance echoes in her heart, momentarily freezing her steps. The cub, sensing her hesitation, nuzzles into her neck, a soft, comforting rumble emanating from its tiny chest. She closes her eyes, taking a deep, shuddering breath, steeling herself for the inevitable farewell. Her resolve hardens as she prepares for the moment of difficult parting, her hand hovering over the door. Elara kneels in the pristine snow, a tiny cub cradled gently in her arms, its fur a stark contrast against the white. With tender care, she places the small creature on the fresh snow, its delicate paws sinking slightly into the soft powder. The cub takes a few wobbly, tentative steps, its nose twitching delicately as it sniffs the crisp, cold air. Elara slowly steps back, creating a respectful distance, her eyes never leaving the vulnerable cub. Her gaze sweeps across the vast, snow-covered mountain slopes, a silent, desperate search in her eyes. She scans the distant peaks, searching for any sign of the cub's mother, a silent plea hanging in the icy air. The majestic snow leopard, a vision of raw power, emerges from behind a rocky outcrop, its form blending seamlessly with the snow. Its piercing eyes fix on the small cub, a silent command in their depth. Then the leopard's gaze shifts, locking onto Ilara with an intense, silent assessment. A tense, unspoken understanding passes between the wildcat and the human. The mountain air crackles with an electric stillness, a frozen moment of confrontation. A mother snow leopard approaches the cabin, her steps deliberate and cautious, eyes scanning the surroundings with primal vigilance. The cub spots its mother, letting out a joyous, high-pitched cry of pure relief and excitement, bounding towards her. The mother snow leopard gently licks her cub, a tender, reassuring gesture of profound maternal love. She turns her head towards Ilara, a fleeting moment of silent acknowledgement passing between them, a shared understanding. The snow leopard mother then turns back to her cub, her focus returning to her precious offspring. The powerful bond between mother and cub is palpable, a silent promise of protection in the wild. On a vast mountain slope, Ilara watches, her breath misting in the cold air as two ghostly figures disappear over the ridge. The mother and cub, now tiny against the pristine snow, become one with the expansive white landscape. A profound sense of peace and accomplishment washes over Ilara, her gaze fixed on the distant horizon. The majestic mountains, once a symbol of daunting isolation, now embrace her like a shared, sacred sanctuary. She stands amidst the silent grandeur, a lone figure enveloped by the serene and boundless beauty of nature.